In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to remove some of the base material of our leg. By removing this base material, we can create two slots where our pieces can slide together, and they can then have a material friction fit, so we don't need to use any other fasteners if done very tight and if there's a high attention to detail and craftsmanship. The other benefit is that we could adjust each leg individually if there's any rock, wobble, or discrepancies, whereas with this large flat surface, it gives us a lot more surface material to work with, which might be beneficial in some circumstances, but not in others. To start our project, what we're going to do is I'm going to click the front face, and then of our leg, I'm going to click Sketch. I'm going to rotate this so that it's at a flat front view by clicking the front in the orientation cube. If you have a computer mouse like I'm using, you can easily zoom in by placing your cursor where you would like to zoom and then roll forward. Excuse me, zoom out, or is it roll forward? To zoom in, we roll backwards. This setting can be changed depending on your program and in our program settings. You can do the same thing with a mouse pad on a Chromebook or other laptop, tablet, cell phone, other devices by placing your cursor and then either stretching your fingers or pinching them in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in towards the base of this object, and I'm going to start with the construction line. So I'm going to select my line tool, shortcut key L. I'm going to select construction, shortcut key Q. I'm going to hover over the bottom edge of this feature, and I'm going to find the midpoint, that center point. Okay, once I have that center point constraint to the lower right, I'm going to click once. I'm going to move this straight up to the circle. I can double click and it should place my second point and exit me out of the tool. Okay, if it didn't exit you out of the tool and you're still dragging around that construction line, hit escape on your keyboard and it will exit you out. You can see I still have that construction line tool up, and I don't want that actually, so I'm going to hit escape just to make sure that I'm out of that tool. Next, what we want to do is we want to create an arc. We're actually going to create an arc on the left and the right side of this center line, but using the skills we have from the Learning Center, we're going to actually mirror that, so we only have to do it once. Okay, so I'm going to come up to my arc tools. Right now I have a tangent arc. We don't want a tangent arc, so I'm going to select the drop down arrow. I'm going to select a 3-point arc. My first point I'm going to drop, and it's going to be snapped to the circle. My second point is going to be snapped to that baseline. If it's not orange, you're not on that spot. Okay. Next, we want to just have a slight inward angle. Okay. We can drag this all around and it moves it. Okay. We want this to be inward towards our construction line. From here, to make sure we exit the tool, I'm going to hit escape. And this is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to come up and use my dimension tool, shortcut key D. I'm going to select the circle or the arc, and I'm going to give this a radius of 2. Okay. Next, what we want to do, because this still isn't fully defined, we want to actually make this tangent to the circle and to this baseline. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to find my tangent, shortcut key T, constraint. I'm going to select my circle, and then I'm going to select my arc. Okay, so now this creates a smooth curve and smooth contour. Next, I want to create another tangent constraint, so I'm going to select my arc and the base of my feature. Now, this has a smooth contour with a 2-inch radius going all the way through. Rather than having to do multiple dimensioning, this gives us some other commands and locks this in. If we want to see our constraints, we can come over to our sketch window, we can click Show Constraints, and we can see all of those constraints. 2 coincident, 2 tangent, and then we have our center line. To mirror this to the opposite side, I'm going to come up to my tools. I'm going to find my mirror tool. I'm going to select the mirror line, which should be our center point, and I'm going to select the entities to be mirrored, our arc. Okay. Once I have this, I should be able to click my green check mark, and I've created those arcs. In the next video, I'll show you how to connect them and then extrude that feature out.